New trailer incoming.
I'll get my tractor ready.
No one cares for your jokes. It's serious they get this right, especially for Amy and Sonic.
You're right. Your joke is funny.
What joke? Are you saying they don't plan to do anything with Sonic and Amy?
According to all classified documents I've read, that's exactly what I'm saying.
This better not be true. How can Sonamy not be in it after all of this? I am so frustrated right now. I'm gonna switch my account for a bit on here and focus on Terrain for a while. I'm tired of Sonamy being filled with hate and all of these other ships floating back on it. I'll just do that on DeviantArt for a while. No one can handle anything over here. I'm tired of Sonamy being filled with hate, and I'm tired of Sonamy being filled with hate, and I'm tired of Sonamy being filled with hate, and I'm tired of Sonamy being filled with hate, and I'm tired of Sonamy being filled with hate, and I'm tired of Sonamy being filled with hate, and I'm tired of Sonamy being filled with hate.
Before we get started, I just want to say do not harass this person or anyone mentioned. Odds are these are probably kids trying to be edgy on the internet, but to keep yourself safe from having your art edited or harassed by this user, I do want to raise awareness of their actions. Block them, but do not harass them. Okay, so I'm not a commentary channel, I'm just raising awareness about this person. Right now, I'm actually working on my next VTuber project. It's going to be mostly just reacting to videos, talking about stuff, drawing, that sort of thing. So don't get used to this format, though I will make updates if more comes out about this person so I can keep this story up to date. So be on the lookout for that. Onto the video. I got my start on Instagram a few years ago, but the algorithm on there is kinda killing artists, so I decided to branch out and join more platforms. About a year ago, I joined Twitter, and it's actually not that bad. There's a huge Sonic community, which for the most part is pretty kind. Unless of course you're on the shipping side, which if you ask me seems to be like a hierarchy of who will get more hate. Typically if you ship something like Sonata or Sonux, you might not get as much beef, not to say that never happens, I'm sure there is some infighting within that, but it is Twitter. It's kind of what you expect. It's not a big deal, you block and you move on, and you enjoy making your content and you go about your life. But there are some people that'll yell at you over a ship, and it's actually hilarious, and you kind of don't want to look away. It's kind of like looking at a car crash, but nobody's actually being hurt by it, and you just want to stare at it and have some fun. And this is where AmyRoseLoverrr comes in, but for short, we're just going to refer to them as Pink. Let's talk about my personal experience with AmyRoseLoverrr. So, back in April, I uploaded an edit of the soon-to-be-released Sonic Origins trailer where I put Sally Acorn over Amy, and I knew it would probably do well given that Sonic Origins was trending at the time. So I tagged both Sonamy and Sonally, and due to the fact that both ships were in the post, I just put those hashtags on both of them. The original Sonamy hug, and then the new Sonally edited version. Blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna leave that in, screw it. I got mixed responses, mostly confusion seeing that I tagged the movie and Frontiers despite it being a Sonic Origins post, and I explained I was abusing the trending tab because, let's be real, Sonic Frontiers and the movie were trending back and forth constantly back in spring, around April at the time. I was gonna milk it just like any Sonic-loving artist was going to. I mean, it got me more followers, so... But I explained that I fully get why that can rub people the wrong way for using the wrong tags, and if they want to block, I won't be offended. Though I will say, the Sonamy and Sonally tags weren't the ones being abused, it was the movie and Frontiers tags. Keep that in mind. And that's when someone decided to take it a little too serious. So seeing someone getting really immature and up in arms over a simple edit that doesn't really hurt anybody physically, doesn't damage anybody's mental health in a significant way, I mean maybe, I don't know what's going on in your head, but you could easily just block me. This person instead decided to voice their discretion as if reading it was going to magically make me delete my post or simply never draw Sally again, or simply go, "You're right, I should only ever draw Amy, and I will never ever think about Sally Acorn again. Let me kiss your feet as I continue my work." But no, it was just some funny reactions that actually made me want to do more. So I did. I did more, and then the Sonic Prime trailer came out, and then I edited Sally into that, and someone decided to edit over my edit, which didn't offend me per se. I was just taken back. So the thing is, if you edit something from a TV show, that's one thing, that's fine, it's a TV show. But if you edit over a small artist that doesn't really have a lot of reach, even if they're a popular artist that has loads of reach, it's one thing to steal something from a company to make an edit, that's harmless, but to do it to an individual technically is art theft, technically is bad, you should be called out for that. So I decided, if you want to see Amy in it so bad, okay, I'll do it. So I made the Reese's Puffs video, which you can find on my channel. And the back and forth would continue on, like nothing ever happened, but it was pretty funny. People continued to follow me from her account. People that were on her account mostly as like a hate follow to see her shenanigans, and things continued on. 2 reasons why I still have yet to block this person is because they make alts, which we will get into, and secondly, they gave me inspiration, which I often run out of. So I'm actually this person is actually kind of like my biggest fan, which is really funny to me. But I will say that there was a certain point where they had to take a break by force. I wouldn't really say by force, but they really needed to take a break, and it's a good thing they did, because I feel like had they continued to spiral with their obsession over the ship, of all things, they probably wouldn't have been doing too good, and that was the Mike Pollock situation, which on one hand was pretty funny, but on the other hand was like, okay, yeah, you need to take a break from social media for at least a month or two to, like, rethink things, because, yeah, they were kind of spammed, and we're gonna get into that. Okay, so the Mike Pollock incident. Alright, it all came to what I assumed to be a brief halt when Pink responded to Mike Pollock. She was pretty rude to him, I'm not gonna lie. He made a joke about tractor trailers, because, you know, the new trailer came out. Tee-hee, good dad joke, Mike. And then she decided to say some rude stuff to him, saying, "You're not funny, is Sonic and Amy going to be real?" And then he just said, "No." And then everybody responded to her with, well, you make a public comment, you open yourself for this potential situation. It's another thing to go on all of her posts and DM her, and, you know, that's blatant harassment. I'm not sure if this happened to her, but I do know for a fact she had got some infamy from this, and I don't blame her for taking a break. And admittedly, as funny as this was, I also did feel some guilt and a little bit of sympathy. When I was a kid, I was actually a very big Son Amy shipper from the ages of 11 to 14, and it was my world. You remember those really crappy Windows Movie Maker videos? That was my bread and butter. And I acted very similar to Pink as she is now, back when I was a kid. And I will say I didn't leave that much of a digital footprint to look back on, but oh my god, this girl's got a lot of stuff she's gonna run into when she's older, and she's, oh, and I feel bad, but at the same time, you do leave yourself open to this sort of situation when you get older, or when you're on social media. This can happen, and I regret what I've done. I'm very sorry to anybody I might have interacted with years ago. I can't think of any names because, like I said, I was 14. I'm 20 now. I don't have the ability to memorize this. But seeing Pink act like this, and remembering myself, if I had asked Mike Pollock the same question and he had given me a snappy comeback and that had happened to me, I'd be in a pretty bad spot. So I don't blame her for being in a bad spot. I don't think she was in danger of hurting herself. I don't want that to be construed. I just think that she was in a state that would make her upset. Like, very, very upset. Not detrimentally upset, but I still wanted to reach out and give her some kind words, just to be like, hey, it's okay, you took an L, but you'll get back up and go about your life. So I responded onto her main pinned tweet that's still up on her Twitter as of now, September 19th, 2022, and I said, I know we don't always get along, but I mean this wholeheartedly when I say please take care of your mental health and take your mind off things for a while. Whatever becomes canon will be whatever it is. We'll just enjoy what we get and make the content we want to see the most. And I'm serious about that, even now. And if Pink really isn't a troll, then they need to take care of themselves, because obsessing this much over her ship, if she's serious, isn't healthy. Especially if she's a minor. Because think about it, you're a kid who's bored but passionate about something, and it makes you angry to see what goes against something you enjoy. The logical answer is to block people, but sometimes you just spiral and instead decide to go with what feels good, enabling your anger and taking it out on others. And while I do still want to hold Pink accountable for her actions, I also think this can't be healthy on her end, and I just hope she isn't really serious about her behavior and really is just trolling and not taking this that seriously. And that was that. I didn't harbor genuine ill will towards her, I don't hate her, but then she did something that you really shouldn't do and should be taken slightly more seriously. She pretended to be a Sonali fan in order to make Sonic and Sally fans look bad. So another reason you need to be wary of this person, if you post Sonali art, or even just art of Sally herself, even if you don't ship Sonali and you just draw Sally, she has a habit of harassing people, but she also recently stole some artwork. So, as you know, Pink has edited over my edit at least once in the past, but they've also allegedly made 2 different Twitter accounts trying to pretend to be her own friend, and another where they posted the Art Yoshi and Sonic Fan 976 under the Twitter account of Sonali So Loss. And for whatever reason, they decided to follow me, none of the other Sonali artists that they've interacted with in the past, but I removed them as a follower, but I did have that screenshot available. And funnily enough, as I was writing this script, they made another tweet adding the Art Yoshi, but they put a slash next to the ad in order to keep their account from being linked. So I went ahead and fixed this by commenting underneath it and tagging both people because it was a collaboration. And then I went ahead and participated in the collaboration because it was one of those open ones and I had fun with it. And that's probably the art you're seeing in the background because I recorded a video for it. So anyway, after I talked to Sonic Fan, we'll call her Emmy just to make this a little easier, I found out that this isn't the first time they stole Emmy and Yoshi's art. They encouraged people to repost the art to show disapproval of Sonamy, which if they had succeeded would have resulted in mass art theft. Luckily though, no one hates Amy nearly as much they think that Sonali fans do, because even the Sonali fans that don't like Sally, they probably wouldn't have gone through the trouble of doing that. So I have some screenshots right here, and this is what ended up happening. They called her out, and then they changed their name to I Hate My Life 69 and then deleted. So now we're going to talk about the next alt account they made, which might not be them, it might be a friend of theirs. So they didn't delete this account, they're just deleting all their tweets. So they have another account, allegedly, under the name of Amelia's Red Roses, which yesterday, when I talked to them, as of September 19th, 2022, used to be called AmyRoseLoverrr fan. They tweet in a very similar but slightly different way than AmyRoseLoverrr, so it might be them, it might be a friend of theirs that talks similar to them, I don't know. So they tweet slightly differently than Pink types, but I do think there's a chance they could be the same person. And as I'm writing this script, they tweeted at me yesterday and quote tweeted specifically just my work, if memory serves right, which is fine by me. I'd rather them tweet my stuff than like new people who will actually take offense to this, because again, I don't really care. I just care when they steal people's work. That's what bothers me. So anyway, they then proceeded to flex at me that they were a gotcha artist. Because I asked them, you know, look, all you do is like retweet other people's stuff and then yell at Sonali artists. Don't you do anything productive that, like, I don't know, gives you something more fun to do, like make art, not war, and all that fun stuff? Like, I paint, I make money off of this, and what do you do? And she just goes, I made gotcha content. I get you're probably in high school, but that just made me laugh. I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with liking gotcha, but come on, man. Oh, okay, anyway. The next day they deleted all their tweets. I tried to use the Wayback Machine to get the screenshots, but unfortunately I wasn't able to find anything, so I really hate this, but you kind of just have to take my word for it, which bothers me a lot. I really wish I could provide more. There's only so much I can say. That's kind of everything I have to say on Pink in the long form, but there's a good chance that she's watching this. So I want to get to the closing summary, and I want to talk about redemption as to like how you can grow as a person, because I don't think you should leave social media forever. I have some thoughts. So for the sake of making Son Amy and Son Ally both looking bad, I think it's safe to say that this person is probably a troll. They've made multiple accounts trying to tarnish fans' reputation. They've tried to ruin the look of the Son Amy fans, whether directly or not, and they've tried to do the same thing for the Son Ally fans. They've tried to pit them against each other, but in the end, it never worked. Everybody around them essentially sees what they're trying to do, and they just laugh it off. They're too try hard at it, and it just blows up in their face, and instead it becomes a joke. And I feel like they're capable of doing so much better. I think they need to take a break from social media. They need to apologize to the Art, Yoshi, and Sonic fan, and I think they need to take a long break from social media and try to find new interests. Because when it comes to the Sonic franchise, the ships that we did have, even Son Ally itself, has been retconned. And I hate to say it, but it's true. And it is unfortunate, but on the plus side, if nothing is canon, everything can be canon. With Sonic Prime coming out, we have the canonness of multiple dimensions, you can make your own AU, you have all these options, and instead, what you're doing is going after people who are making their own stuff. Have some more confidence in yourself, make something for yourself, and have some fun with it. Make art, not war. Don't harass other people for making things just because you can't, or just because you won't. Like, you have options. I think it's safe to say that this person is not beyond redemption, but they do need to chill. Pink, I know you're probably watching this, you're gonna call it an attack on you. I don't hate you, despite everything that you have done. Despite the fact that you do harass people to a degree, and the fact that you do steal art, I don't think you're beyond redemption at this point. You're not exactly like the cult leader of DICE yet. Don't look that up. or something like that. Like, you are perfectly capable of drawing, you are capable of writing, you are capable of even making gotcha videos if you want. Don't be going after people who just make content. Make content for yourself that makes you happy, and don't worry about what's canon and what's not. And if it's getting to the point where it's starting to like genuinely upset you, I think it's safe to say you need to take a break from the internet, turn on Netflix, find a new show to watch, get into another fandom, and join multiple fandoms so that you don't focus everything into Sonic. Despite the fact that I myself mostly draw Sonic content right now, I have other things that I'm fascinated by. I really like the Owl House, which I still have yet to finish. I binge things slowly, leave me alone. But at the same time, I like Five Nights at Freddy's, The Walton Files, and so on. There is no excuse to be this obsessed with a ship. This is how you turn into Chris Chan.
On everything about my house off the internet!
And nobody wants to be Chris Chan. Okay, I think I've said everything I needed to say. Don't be jerks on the internet, and have a good night, everybody. And shout out to the Yoshi artist and Sonic fan. I will be linking their Twitters in my description. Go give them a follow, go give them some love, and go ahead and try and join in on that multiple collaboration option. It's done by the Yoshi and the Yoshi artist. Bleh. It's done by the Yoshi artist and is an open collaboration, which you see in the speed paint behind you is my submission, which hopefully AmyRoseLoverrr under her Son Ally account won't try to steal from me. Alright, you guys have a great one. Take care. And again, don't be jerks on the internet. Okay, I'm off into the void again. Bye!